Hello and a very warm welcome to our special virtual bootcamp focused on reimagining workspace transformation, organized by Tech Observer magazine in association with VMware and Quadra System. I'm Ankush Kumar, editor of Tech Observer magazine. First of all, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you and your family are staying healthy and safe. As you know, the ongoing healthcare pandemic has accelerated digitalization of various sectors, and for most of them, their IT infrastructure became a great enabler of ensuring business continuity plans. The pandemic has also provided a wake up call that remote working is here to stay. Organizations have had to accelerate their remote workplace strategy and focus on a remote first work culture. They realize that working together no longer requires being in the same place. However, setting up successful distributed workforce requires rethinking where and how teams work and ensuring a secure and scalable solution that can be deployed on priority. To understand these emerging trends and how you can connect your distributed workforce with remote work solutions, today we are joined by top industry leaders and technology experts. To begin the program, I would like to invite Mr. Brigitte Augustus, Lead Digital Transformation at Quadra Systems. Over to you, Mr. Bright.
My apologies because there is a power failure at my side, and so I might not look bright enough according to my name, Bright Augustus.
So, sir, we can hear you and see you really well. Please go ahead. Thank you so much.
That's very nice. A very encouraging word, Ankush. Thank you, and it's my privilege to come and talk to you about how traditional enterprises can now become informed, decision maker driven, intelligent enterprises. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Give me a moment, and then I will start my presentation. Is it possible to predict the future? Now, talking about predicting the future, a lot of people today in the business enterprises are now looking for answers everywhere. And it's very, very true that people are looking for solutions where they have to remain in the lead and they have to always become winners in this cutthroat competition. If that is the case, then people should think in a different way altogether than what they've been doing always. Traditional enterprises need to become intelligent enterprises. And I'm here to tell you that Quadra Systems, my company, has been in the business for more than 20 years today. We are into the 21st year. And we can help you rethink your business in this digital age. And we can make your traditional enterprise an intelligent enterprise, an enterprise that is based, that is going to make decisions on the basis of information that's available, rather than making some guesswork or depending on some experiences of people. But then today, enterprises need to move ahead, and enterprises need to have black and white data in order to make decisions. So we are here to help your business enterprises become intelligent enterprises. Why should you choose Quadra? You should choose Quadra. The reason, the first and the foremost, is because we are technology neutral people. And we are vendor agnostic, in the sense, even though we have got many principles, and we have made top level partnership with all those OEMs and software vendors who are leading globally. We don't push a particular solution just because it is very fashionable or it is going to bring us a big bottom line. No, we always put customer first. We are vendor agnostic. And so that particular solution that is very important and that will meet the need of the business for the moment and forever, this is what we will always recommend. And We want to become trusted technology partners for you. And we have enough skills and we are committed to that. And we have acquired enough knowledge all these 21 years with about 3,000 customers, which we have won all these years. We have gained a lot of experience, which we can bring to your table when it comes to planning your work in your IT infrastructure and planning how to make the most of the cloud that is trending today. 17 years we have been awarded globally, 17 consecutive years, including 2021. That itself speaks a lot about what we have been doing to our customers. So a proven track record, which you can always rely on. We want to become the bridge between the technology that is lying on the principal side. They have technology. The enterprises, they have the business needs. They have business pains. They need solutions. So we come in between to match your business need with the technology that will solve your business challenges. So we want to become the middleman and try to marry your requirement with the latest technology that is available. 75 plus recognitions globally and nationally. We have posted more than 200 case studies available for you in our web pages, and also in many leading software vendor web pages. So you will be able to know what kind of solutions we have been providing to our customers. 750 plus certifications, skilled technical team that stands behind the sales team here in Quadra, which is a big asset, we always believe, which can provide you support all the time. Some things that never change in Quadra are, we always put customer first, customer's interest first above everything else. We always want to become trusted advisors, not just technology partners. We want to stay with you in the journey. In fact, when we talk about the digital transformation journey that many of you have already launched into, some are just testing waters. Others are now into the journey already. Some have some good guides, some good partners that can handhold. But then if you are looking for a trusted technology partner, an advisor who can remain with you all the while when you are going to adopt technology and give this technology to the hands of people that are the end users in your organization and into the hands of the customers who you are always depending on for your business growth and leadership. We connect technology to business outcomes always. It's not just technology for the sake of technology. So we have what is called as Digitalerate, Quadra Digital available to you, which can help you in, say, trying to make the best of what is available to you, whether on premises or on the cloud. Today, we are going to talk about how you can make the most of the cloud that is available, how you can tap the power of the cloud. If you are already a VMware user and you have already set up a private cloud, or you are using VMware for building a lot of VMs, you have started already running many applications in those virtual machines. But then now you're wondering, how do I move to the cloud? What is the best cloud that is best suited for my application? Now, if you are wondering, we are here. The Digitalerate program will help you to connect with us, choose us as your partners, and we will be able to bring to you everything right from consultation to providing you support on migration. Even before that, choosing the best solutions that are available, and then trying to always bring down the total cost of ownership for you when you are trying for a cloud solution, and also handhold you when everything is happening, train your IT team, train your end users. All of this we will be able to do. So come to us and we are here to help you with your move to the cloud. All capabilities that we can deliver, we can provide effective collaboration for the distributed workforce that is sitting everywhere in their homes today because of the lockdown situation that has invaded us, and we are locked inside for more than 18 months today. So how do you improve collaboration? How do you make those people collaborate effectively? How do you provide a secure environment so that they can collaborate well? How do you safeguard their identity? How do you safeguard your data and information, your mails, your database, your database records? Now, how do you manage all that in a very, very safe environment? How do you mitigate the risks that are being posed by the environment that we are in? A lot of challenges that are trying to choke us. Now, how do you mitigate those risks? We will be able to provide you such solutions. How do you automate your business processes? How can you build intelligent applications on the cloud? How do you bring in scalability, scale up, scale down, scale out, scale in? How do you change or convert your CapEx expenditure into an operational expenditure? By choosing the right cloud and going for the right kind of subscription, we can help you in all of these things. We help you build all these capabilities without huge investments and expensive manpower. We are Microsoft Gold Cloud Platform partner. We are AWS Advanced Consulting partner. We are Google Advantage partner. So if you're looking for a cloud solution that will best suit your need, we will be able to bring to you which is the best for what workload that you're looking for. You might want to probably choose the very first few workloads to go to the cloud. We can provide you suggestions and give you consultation on what can be prioritized, which can wait, and what is the order in which you can move from the on-premises setup into a cloud setup. We are here to help you with that. So we have got, I told you, 3,000 plus customers. Some of the leading industrial business houses are our customers today. I don't want to name them. In fact, I don't have names of these people here, but then this is just a small collection of customers that we have gained all these years and who are now benefiting from the partnership that they have created with Quadra, and how they are making profits in their business just because they have chosen the best cloud service provider and the best support partner for their cloud journey, the digital transformation journey. Look at another set here. We have customers in every vertical. So we will be able to say, give you the best, because if you belong to a particular vertical, we would already have a few customers who already have benefited from our services belonging to your vertical. So we can bring to you these things naturally. And so 2 decades of customer obsession has resulted in 3,000 plus customers plus. I told you already, Microsoft, we are Gold Cloud Platform partner. We've got wonderful customers, two-wheeler manufacturer, India's leading two-wheeler manufacturer, leading compressor manufacturer in Asia, country's leading diagnostic chains. We have provided solutions for them on the Microsoft Cloud. Here, advanced consulting partner with Amazon Web Services. One of the India's top retail eye care chains has used our services in order to move to the AWS Cloud. World leader in logistics and distribution. Among Asia's largest pump exporters, we have moved them to the cloud. Talk about VMware, which is the core today we are talking about. We are enterprise partners with VMware, and we have helped many customers to tap the power of VMware, the virtualization technology leader in the world. They have remained leaders for decades, and they are leaders still. Now, while we were on-premises consultants, there were a number of customers who had used VMware and who had used our services to tap the power of VMware. Today, VMware has got a lift and shift kind of a technology that they can offer to you people, so that you can look at moving complete set of applications from on-premises, which are running on the virtual machines, move them to the cloud without without any obstacles or difficulties, and with very little changes or no changes at all. Think about Google Advantage Partner. We are Google Advantage Partner, and this is something that we are very proud about, because a lot of people are still searching for which cloud must be the best cloud for us. So because we have got a partnership with all of these people, we will be able to bring to you the best solution always. Come to us, depend on us, and we are here to help you. Here is the coordinates for us to for you to connect with us. Sendil Kumar, 98409-01883, sendilkumar.km@quadrasystems.net. This brings me to the end of this presentation. I'm very, very glad to present this to you. Thank you for listening to me. Over to you, Ankush.
Thank you so much, Mr. Augustus, for such an insightful presentation. Now I would like to invite one of the top technology leaders in the country, Mr. Nivarthi Jairam. Mr. Jairam is currently serving as the Chief Data Officer, Societe Generale Global Solution Center. Over to you, Mr. Jairam.
Thanks for joining the virtual bootcamp focused on reimagining workspace transformation, organized by the Tech Observer magazine. I'm Nivarthi Jairam, currently working with Societe Generale Global Solution Center as Chief Data Officer. Welcome all to the session. So as we all know, in last year when the pandemic hit, almost all businesses have to suddenly, jump on the digitalization bandwagon to support the workforce and keep their businesses running, which essentially meant that all the people moved out from the office buildings to the comfort of their own homes or even remote locations. This meant that organizations had to enhance their digital capabilities to a great extent in order to manage the workforce at different locations. The complexity that came from this particular pandemic was much more than any other disruption that was caused either due to technology or due to any other measure. The primary reason for that was the preparation time for organizations was too short, and the pandemic hit at a rapid pace across the globe. Most of the organizations and ours too had to realign the strategies in order to enable the people to be working from wherever they are or wherever they want to be. And we all see that this is here to stay, because the pandemic is changing the colors, if I may say so, time to time, and increasing the complexities of managing the pandemic itself from day-to-day basis. So from that point of view, what we did as an organization initially to scale up the infrastructure required to manage people working suddenly from leaving offices to their own workplaces, and we are a huge organization. So from that point of view, the infrastructure was not ready instantly. So we had some time that was required before we get the infrastructure to the full level at which all the people in the organization could be on remote working. So what we had to strategize was to think about the criticalities of processes people support and how we can stagger them in terms of the timings that they come in and go out into the network. Those strategies were outlined based on the business criticalities that they support. And then once we could scale up the software, we slowly started bringing people back into regular work times. And that was one of the strategies. So, but as I said, this remote working is here to stay. And most of the organizations again have understood that the limitation we had probably of having everybody at one place was more of our own myth rather than a fact, because we are able to see, like many other organizations, that there is no direct impact to productivity. In fact, the productivity has uh, increased because of people working from their own comfort of their homes. And also, there is greater collaboration between people as well, and also the businesses are more open to talk to people, even in a remote setting. So which is again a great insight in to tell us that probably the remote working is here to stay. So from that point of view, what we all as leaders then need to focus on is to understand how we consistently are able to build trust with the teams, increase a greater collaboration, at the same time enhance our digital capabilities, the tools that we use to be able to giving those additional, you know uh, premium facilities for the people to engage with each other better. And also we are looking at, we all need to look at rather, new ways of engaging people, so that they are not stuck only with work, but there is also some fun within the work, environment, like it used to happen while we are at our offices. So how do you engage people in the remote setting or hybrid setting? How do you help people collaborate while you are operating in the hybrid setting? When we do come back to our offices, even if we do come back, we may not have everybody 100% of people at the workplace at any given point in time. That would really be a rarity going forward. So from that point, how you lead in the new environment where you have some people working at office and some at their homes. So new ways of engaging, new ways of motivating people, new ways of developing trust, and new ways of collaboration, and new ways of leading. So that's what is required as we move from probably a complete remote setting to more of a hybrid setting, as the pandemic kind of recedes, and we come to what we call as new normal. So I hope we all start thinking about those situations, and as leaders and managers and the people who are within the teams, to come up with our own innovative ideas, the ways of being more effective in a hybrid environment, and how we can contribute and lead to continue to generate the kind of results that we as organizations are looking for. So that is a challenge, and that is an opportunity for all of us to look at and start thinking on those lines. And each and everyone can contribute in this, because as many ideas that can come through, the more effectiveness or more experimentation we can have in the system to see what best works for each team, each business unit, or each organization. And what works well for one may not work well for others. So the more number of ideas, the more opportunities we have to try them. So that is what we are looking for, and I hope you are also thinking on those lines to keep ourselves engaged, motivated, and continuously effective and impactful. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jairam, for explaining the changing nature of workplace in view of ongoing pandemic. And we completely agree with you that the future of work is most likely to be a hybrid one. I would like to invite Mr. Girish Raja, Staff Partner Solution Architect, Multi-Cloud and Service, VMware. Mr. Girish has over 20 years of experience in the IT industry with deep expertise in storage, virtualization, software-defined networking, database and automation across private and public clouds. Over to you, Mr. Girish.
Yeah, hi everyone. Good afternoon, and nice to have you today for this particular presentation on VMware Cloud. My name is Girish Raja. I'm a staff solution cloud architect with VMware, preferably focusing on the multi-cloud offerings of VMware. And you can also reach me out on my blog page, www.ittrainings.org. So just to start the story about multi-cloud. So where did all these things start? People speak about private cloud, public cloud, and today they are speaking about multi-cloud, right? Where it all started is mainly because of the application rationalization that most of our customers are doing today. So they wanted to get the best out of it. And application is the one which is kept in the center of the pillar to decide which particular cloud they want to adopt. Say, for example, there are customers who are likely to rationalize their application by replatforming their existing application and get used to with all this microservices or maybe container kind of Kubernetes kind of engines. There are customers who are looking to completely rewrite their entire code, start a DevOps journey and refactor their applications. And there are also customers who want to just come out of this entire application development and get into a subscription as a service kind of applications as well. So if you see, there are a plethora of stages that our customers are looking for when it comes to cloud migration or cloud adoption. And this particular migration strategy decides which particular cloud is the right fit for the applications to run. So it is possible that in an organization, there might be applications in different stages as well. And that is where customers started understanding, or maybe the IT organization started accepting that hybrid cloud is the preferred infrastructure choice for most of these applications to run together and coexist together. That is exactly where hybrid cloud story kickstarted. But this hybrid cloud easy strategy, that is where most of us are are in a limbo, right? Number one, hybrid. When we speak hybrid cloud, you have at least one public cloud component and one private cloud component. Now, the biggest difference about these two is the consumption model is completely different. The way it is managed in terms of operations, there are inconsistencies. The tools that you use for on-prem is not the tool that you use for cloud. Security controls, machine formats, there are everything. If you see, there is one word that is consistent across all this particular strategy: inconsistency. There is nothing consistent when you compare a cloud with another cloud or a cloud with on-prem. And because of this, customers have always seen that if I'm trying to do something on-prem and I have to move it to cloud, I'm not as fast as I am. Second is, the conversion that is necessary is also bringing in more risk, because you are trying to convert an existing working application and try to put it onto cloud. There can be chances it can go corrupted as well. That is the second thing. And the last thing is the cost. The cost of doing all this conversion, the disruption that it is going to bring in. These are all challenges that typically we face in a hybrid cloud world. And that is exactly what we at VMware want to solve for customers today. So VMware's multi-cloud strategy is very clear, and it is focused towards the hybridity model. So what we are doing with customers, or what we have done with customers till now, is we provide a platform that can take on with the journey of digital transformation for customer by helping them to build application using our Tanzu portfolio, run them on any cloud, no matter whether it is on-prem or on cloud, manage the entire cloud as a single entity, connect these clouds securely using our networking and security portfolio, and at last, protect the workloads, no matter where they are running, using our VMware Carbon Black story. So with this, what we want to say is we have completed a decade vision of any application running on any cloud and delivering them to any devices across the globe. Now, how is this possible? Or what is that the story of VMware multi-cloud is going to bring to customers like you? Number one, what we are saying is we are going to bring in a consistency in infrastructure, which will allow you to run not just virtual machines, but also your end user computing desktops, your container infrastructure, maybe your analytical infrastructure, big data, etc., etc. So what we are providing is one infrastructure layer across all the cloud that will be able to run any applications on top of it. Now, by bringing in consistent infrastructure, the next step that makes more easier is the next consistency, which is nothing but operations. Because now, since you have the same layer underneath, the management console, the monitoring console, the automation console, or even the governance and the optimization console is all going to be one single consistent portal. And because of all this underlying consistency that we bring in, the overall consistency that we bring in back to the developers are also the same. The developers need not worry about what is underneath the entire pillars. They can just use their own set of tools, just like how they are using it on-prem, and take and port all their workloads on cloud as well. So this is our complete portfolio when it comes to multi-cloud journey that we offer to customer through our VMware Cloud solutions. Now, what does this do for us? This puts VMware at a center stage where we can proudly commit to most of the customers that no matter what type of migration strategy you follow when it comes to migrating your workloads to cloud, people typically use the word called 5 R's. The first R is all about where customer thinks, okay, I will try to retain as is. The second one, customers who are planning to rehost their workloads to cloud. Third is all about replatforming and allowing them to run as containers on Kubernetes. Customers who may want to retire their existing application and get into a SaaS kind of workloads where they want to retire their applications. And last is completely rewrite and refactor their applications. No matter what is the journey that you are in currently, VMware can be a single trusted partner for you to be part of this particular journey, take you from one level to another level, or be part of any of the strategies that you are following when you try to migrate to cloud. So with this, I want to just explore what is the solution is all about. What is the beauty about this solution? So we all know VMware traditionally has been the on-premise master, right? We have a dominant market share when it comes to the on-premise solution. We have been a private cloud leader thanks to our SDDC solution, which comprises of compute, storage, and network. In short, I can say it as vSphere, vSAN, and NSX solutions that have been deployed in almost like 500,000 customers across the globe and almost 1 billion workloads that is running on VMware storing. So we have been doing it on premises. But now customer, if they want to choose to migrate to cloud, the cloud is not consistent. Nothing is standard in cloud, right? How do we do it? What we provide is VMware has a hybrid cloud solution, which is nothing but VMware Cloud offering that allows the same replica that made on-premise successful for us to be able to put them on cloud as well. No matter what cloud you want to choose, let it be AWS, Azure, Google, Alibaba, Oracle, name the cloud, we will be able to create a replica of the same SDDC stack on cloud and provide a consistent infrastructure without the need for you to reskill and manage your existing solution. Now, you have an on-prem and you have a cloud. How do we connect it? What we can do is we can connect these two clouds using the native cloud providers solutions. Like let's say, for example, if you choose AWS, it can be Direct Connect. If it is Azure, you can use Express Route. There are many options. Similarly, you can also use your own MPLS connectivity and have the network VPN configuration between your on-prem cloud and your hyperscaler cloud and establish connectivity between the networks. Now, that makes two networks or two clouds from a single console. Now, how do we get the console? That is where we have our vCenter solution. As you would be aware, it's a single management pane to monitor, manage, and provision your existing on-premise solution. We can actually link the same vCenter with the vCenter that is on cloud. And the beauty that this brings in, once you log into your on-premise vCenter, you will be able to have a seamless connectivity and insight into all those stories that is deployed on the cloud as well. Now, this gives you a connectivity between on-prem and cloud. What next? Is there, I have landed on cloud. What next? If I'm getting into cloud, not just to get on cloud, but also enjoy the cloud economics and all the other cloud native services that the hyperscalers are providing. Do we have a story there? What VMware can do is we can extend our VMware cloud to the native cloud services as well. Say, for example, Maybe you can choose a blob storage or an S3 storage on the cloud and use it as your medium for storing your backups, so that you can have immutable backups which can provide you ransomware protection. Second, say for example, I have a solution wherein I don't want my database to run on my cloud infrastructure, on my VMware infrastructure. Maybe I can have my database as a service provided by AWS or maybe by Azure or whoever it is. We can integrate your applications that is running on VMware Cloud with the database services coming from on-prem as well. Or if you want to switch sides, maybe have your database running on the cloud infrastructure on VMware and have the application running on an app service or an Elastic Beanstalk running on cloud, we can do that too. How do we do it? We have a seamless integration through the network interface cards that integrate the VMware Cloud with the hyperscaler service, and we can have all the additional services that a cloud native cloud provider can provide can be extended seamlessly to the VMware Cloud infrastructure as well. Now, this is the entire story behind the VMware hybrid cloud solution. Apart from that, we do have certain other highlights. Number one, the entire solution on cloud is a bare metal solution, which means you get your own entire hardware, which belongs completely to you, and it is not a shared model with any other organization, which provides you all kinds of security and at the same time options to choose your own density on every server. You don't need to retrofit your VMs based on the sizings that is available on the native cloud services. Second, the entire solution is on demand, which you can create policies to scale out, scale in, scale up. All those options are available. And last but not the least, this solution will allow you to seamlessly migrate workloads from on-prem to cloud with or without any disruption. And at the same time, you will be able to run both virtual machines and containers that can coexist on any of these clouds. This is what is our VMware hybrid cloud solution is all about. Now, why should I choose VMware hybrid cloud solution? What are all the use cases where I can look out for getting into a hybrid cloud? Typically, on a holistic view, we see that there are 4 use cases available. Number one, the easiest one is for customers who are looking for a disaster recovery site. There are many options. Now, a customer might not have a disaster recovery, but he may want to get in one. Second, he has a disaster recovery solution, but he doesn't want to spend on it. Maybe you would have been using it on a colo site and paying hefty. Why should I invest on a heavy infrastructure for disaster recovery when I'm going to use it only for few days in a year? Why not have an on-demand disaster recovery as a service? If these are the words that is buzzing in your ears, and if these are the technologies that you want to adopt, VMware Cloud is an ultimate solution where we have disaster recovery solution that can provide anywhere from 5-minute RPO and above. And at the same time, our disaster recovery solution can also provide immutable instances that can support you in terms of ransomware protection and recovery as well. The second use case that we ideally see when it comes to cloud is data center extension. This is a peculiar case where you already have a data center. You can't grow more. You're already cramping up for space, where you want another data center on demand that can seamlessly connect with your existing data center. And maybe you can onboard your newer projects or maybe your end user computing in terms of virtual desktops and digital workspaces can be run on the extended data center. If that is a solution you're looking for, VMware Cloud has solutions and use cases that we can address them. Third is for customers who wants to just get rid of their existing colo or their data centers and completely get onto cloud by evacuating their data center. So cloud migration is another sweet use case that we have with VMware. And we have tools that help you to bulk migrate your workloads, hundreds of VMs together onto cloud instead of migrating one by one. And the last use case is for customers who are in the mature journey, who want to have those refactoring and replatforming kind of hybrid applications. We do have a story there as well. You would be hearing more about the virtual desktop use case today from my colleague post this, which will cover most of the data center extension story. Now, if I move on to the next part of my slide or the final part of my presentation, Why should I choose VMware Cloud? What's in it for me? If that is a question that is coming to you, the three main stuff that I can explain. Number one, VMware Cloud offers the fastest path to cloud with minimal risk. There is no risk for you at all. You just right click on a VM, just like how you have been vMotion a VM across two hosts. Similarly, we are providing solutions that can vMotion off your VM from on-premise to cloud. And tomorrow, if you want to migrate from one cloud to another cloud, that is also possible through the same solution that is bundled along with our VMware Cloud portfolio. Second, you don't need to convert your applications at all. You just need to lift as it is, shift it, and move it to the cloud. Third, there is no need to retrofit your infrastructure. Say, for example, today you have a VM that is running on a 2 CPU, 8 GB memory, just to be technical. If you want to migrate it to cloud, cloud might not offer the same construct. If they might say 8 GB RAM, you might need to choose a 4 vCPU. In that case, what happens is you will not be able to go with a 2 vCPU 8 GB, but you might need to, you are forced to choose a 4 vCPU. Now, what happens here is there is a chance you might not use it, but still you end up paying. With VMware's bare metal solution, you get rid of all those particular stuffs. You can choose the size of your VM and you will be able to fit it as per your requirement. Second, consistency. This is something completely different from any cloud providers who would have been speaking to you on cloud. We can provide a consistent approach on the compute side, storage side, networking, and on the security as well, which means when you are moving a workload from on-premise to cloud, all the constructs, all the configurations, including the security and the firewalling policies, also moves to cloud in a single click or in maybe a multiple clicks. The last important option is we bring the best of both the worlds. It is not something that you go to cloud, you miss the control and other stuff that you had got from on-prem. It is about giving you the best of both worlds, both cloud and the on-premise world. These are some differential capabilities that we have when we compare ourselves with all the native public clouds that you may have seen before. Next important thing is whatever we have seen is technical. Now coming to the economicity of VMware Cloud. Since you are just doing a lift and shift of your entire application, the efficiency that you have to put in terms of migrating your applications and other stuff are almost nil. You have to just right click and migrate, just like how you have been migrating within your on-premise. That is what we are. That is the same experience we want to provide to cloud as well. Which brings in another important aspect that the skills that you have on-prem is the same skills that you might need to take it to cloud as well. You don't need to worry about, do I need to learn any other technologies? Not mandatory. And at last, the flexibility that we provide to the workload, no matter where they are running, is something that is very much unmatched in the entire industry. That brings it to the last part, which when I sum it up, the efficiency, the overall efficiency of the infrastructure is much better and much higher when compared with any solutions that is available in the industry. You might have some questions. Please put them on the chat window. Otherwise, we will ensure, please reach out to us so that we will come to your organization, have an assessment done, and do a deep dive workshop on what are all the benefits that we can have for your site, respectively, with respect to VMware Cloud. Thank you. That's it from my side. And I would like to invite Nitin Kelvekar, who is my colleague in VMware, to speak about VMware's end-user computing solution story on VMware Cloud. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Girish. That was an insightful session. I hope you can see my screen, and I hope I'm audible too. Can you give me a quick confirmation? Am I audible, and is my screen visible?
Yes, you're very much audible. Please go
ahead. Okay. Hey, thanks for the confirmation. Thanks, Girish. Thanks, Bright, and thanks, Ankush, for setting up the whole agenda for this today's session. And first of all, I would like to thank everyone today, our esteemed customers on the call, spending a Friday evening with us, right? So thanks for that, and special thanks to our partner Quadra for setting up this whole platform, right? So Quadra as a partner has a deep integration with VMware as a partner, solution partner, and also as a consulting partner, right? And I completely agree with what Bright mentioned about that. We together, as an OEM, as a partner, we always keep our customers first, and we build our solutions rather than just selling our products to our customers, right? So with that, my name is, let me just, get started. And my name is Nitin Kelvekar. I am the senior systems engineer within the end user computing business within VMware. And I take care of the end user computing portfolio that compromises of the virtual desktop infrastructure and as well as the Workspace One, the UEM platform, or the Digital Workspace Platform, right? So without further ado, right, I'll just get into what we have planned for next half an hour or so, and then I'll pass it on back to Ankush, and then we'll open up for the question, right? So yeah, the whole context, or the whole when you register for this session, for this virtual boot camp, I'm sure you would have already understood the concept that what is it all about, right? Like the kind of scenario, the kind of situations that has changed in last 1.5 years, right? The over 18 months, right? It has drastically changed the way organizations are working today, right? So there were organizations who were in past, sort of had some kind of flexibility when it comes to the remote workforce culture. But yeah, for some customers, some organizations, it took really as a shock that, okay, how do I enable my remote employees, right? So that's all about what we've gone through and what we've seen, what we've experienced, and that has put up so much of importance for this whole concept of the anywhere organization, right? So there might be, in future, we might go into 100% remote workforce. We might have or things go back to normal. We might go back into the 100% work location, which is, looking at the current situation, is very, very, very minimal, right? But what would remain constant in future is the whole being a hybrid model that a lot of organizations are looking forward, right? And that's where VMware defines this whole anywhere organization, right? So you might be across any vertical, any be it an SMB sector, be it an enterprise sector, be any sector that you're into, right? Like, this is something that is a truth and fact that we all have to accept, that yes, the way employees are going to work for the corporates and for any other, the vertical or industry, the hybrid mode is something that is going to stay for a long time, right? But what has happened, right? Like, we were not prepared for this, right? The whole distributed workforce was something that we never planned about, right? But what typically happened in last 1 year to 18 months is something that we've seen customers adopting different cloud tools, cloud technologies, moving away from the data center, the whole hybrid stuff that Girish mentioned about, right? Applications being deployed over cloud, but your employees who were all, part of your domain or network, now they're spreading across. So what we usually discuss is, your offices are now basically, like, you typically have an office set up within your organization in every city and every town and every village, if your employees are working from that particular city, town, or village, right? That's how you have expanded your offices, right? But with that, what it also added is something, the operational complexity, the kind of challenges which saw an upsurge because of the whole model of hybrid workforce, employees not being able to connect to the right application at right time, right? It sort of created the hairpinning challenges as well, right? Because my employee now, when I'm working from home, it goes to back to my data center. From my data center, it goes to the third party cloud. All the way from third party cloud, so the route on the hairpinning has significantly impacted a lot, both from the IT standpoint and from the end user standpoint as well. But what VMware did is we have basically put all of these challenge into three, buckets, major buckets, right? One is on the experience side of the employee, which is like a very rarely thought process. Lot of our customers take into consideration. It's mostly maybe the third one, that is the operational complexity that a lot of organizations think. But what we've kept is the way our solutions are built, keeping our customers in mind. Our end user computing solutions are kept with your employees in mind, right? So that's when we think about the overall experience, end user experience, right? And the kind of security, right? Okay, this is something that is a hot topic. The kind of attacks that we have seen, and as we speak, like every week, every month, there's some new attacks happening. And typically, if you observe the pattern, these are all forming from the endpoints, right? The third bucket that we see the top level challenges is basically the operational complexity, wherein the IT teams are having a lot of issues or challenges in setting up the whole infrastructure and providing the right support to your employees, right? With this, VMware introduced recently a joint solution with our existing platform in the form of VMware Carbon Black, right? So it's a next gen EDR, next gen AV solution coming from the cloud. The Workspace One platform built on top of VDI and Workspace One UEM, again, which is a cloud technology. And then the VMware SASE that we recently announced the whole development and the use cases for our customers, right? So all of these three technologies clubbed together is something that we are helping customers we are going to help customers in future to ensure that the endpoint is managed, the endpoint is secured, and also ensuring that the employee is also able to effectively and without any challenges get access to the required data in a secured manner, right? So that typical challenges of employee experience, the last mile challenges of employee not being able to being able to connect, all those sort of challenges is something that we are trying to solve with the new solution that is the VMware SASE, right? So all these three clubbed together is something which we foresee, and we have vision of anywhere workspace technology. That's what a lot of organizations will be adopting in the future, right? But as you would have again, seen the invite of this bootcamp, right? We are focusing today on the overall solution around the hybrid VDI and the secure VDI across different different cloud options or the cloud offerings that we have, right? So with that, I will now sort of get into the details of the whole virtual desktop infrastructure and application virtualization concepts and so far, right? So before I go into the solution, right, I also want to highlight the key trends that a lot of organizations are moving towards hybrid or an application virtualization technology, right? So as I started the whole conversation here around the remote workforce, right, that's typically become a challenge because rather challenge, the trend here is because now employees are working from anywhere. The challenges in deploying a physical endpoint to that employee, maybe in a tier 2 or tier 3 city, has become a challenge to a lot of organizations. But with the technology of VDI and virtual desktop and virtual applications, those are the scenarios which a lot of organizations are adopting or emerging. Like what we are seeing, the trend is like they are adopting to the VDI technology, right? So other factors being like the Windows 10 refresh, the hardware refresh, a lot of other operating systems being started slowly getting adopted by organizations. And definitely the whole desktop modernization and the cloud story, right? So we'll be talking definitely on the cloud part in much detail today. But yeah, these are the key emerging trends that we've seen in last 1.5 years because of the change in the hybrid scenario of employees who are working, right? But that also puts a lot of challenges in managing the whole VDI infrastructure, right? So while I'm talking about having a technology kind of a VDI technology, right? But end of the day, if the IT teams are not getting the right tools and technologies to deploy, right? Those teething challenges, hamper the overall rollout of your whole VDI infrastructure, right? And that there might be several of such challenges, right? And when we talk with our customers, we understand that hey, VDI is something very complex. I don't know what is the analytics. I don't understand the kind of like I don't have the monitoring. I don't have the analytics. It takes a time. So we heard this like a couple of years back when when IT teams were talking about the physical endpoint, right? But fortunately, those challenges are no longer there when it comes to a VDI kind of a solution, and that's what the VMware VDI Horizon technology is built upon, right? So the way we deliver this solution is quite different than the traditional on-prem solutions that you would have come across, right? So the entire VMware stack, the VMware modern stack of Horizon, is completely built to support the hybrid support, right? So you heard Girish also talking about the whole uniqueness or the kind of choice and flexibility that customers get with VMware is the hybridity to deploy either on-prem, on cloud, and different clouds today, right? So the whole cross-cloud architecture, cross-cloud solution that VMware has, that is something that we really boast about, right? Then the overall management solution needs to be simplified, right? Like let's say you have if you are an organization who is like spread across the country, across different regions, maybe different parts of the world as well, right? If your employees might be across the world, right? You need to have a simplified management platform to do all of this, right? Like when I say there's an app update you need to push, you need to update a VDI image, right? All these needs to be very simplified, right? And that's the whole the solution that you would be going and looking something basics in a VDI platform, right? The end-to-end security is something that we really have it right from our right embedded within our platform, which is our trusted digital foundation that I would want to highlight in some time detail, right? The whole VMware stack that the whole solution is built upon. Last but not the least, but again is a very major critical factor when it comes to a VDI project, is the end user experience, right? So we've seen a lot of customers going and starting the journey on a VDI journey, but if not designed, if not deployed properly, the end user, your aim, your end goal of keeping your employees and giving them a better, a better experience goes for a toss, right? And that's what we want to ensure, that the whole platform not only gives the best of the best technology to the IT teams, but also it's a win-win situation for your end users experience as well, right? The end user experience shouldn't be impacted. So what you'll be thinking, okay, what are the different solutions or what are the different options do I have when I need to deploy VDI or a VDI project, right? So you've been you've been listening or you've been hearing a lot of our platform or technologies on the on-premise, SDDC stack, right? So you can have your on-premise data center, you deploy on top of that the Horizon VDI infrastructure, right? That's there. That's still supported. It's one of the preferred if you are into, let's say, a BFSI segment, or if you're in a pharma segment where you don't want to go to a cloud option, you want to have it on-prem. We have that, right? But typically, what we've seen is also an adoption, for cross-cloud architecture, which customers who have already started the cloud journey and they also want VDI workloads to be part of your cloud solutions as well. So we can also partner. We have the entire Horizon stack is now designed to support your use cases to be deployed on VMware on AWS, be it the Azure VMware solution or Google Cloud VMware Engine, or any other cloud that you are already preferred with, right? And if you're kind of looking for a desktop as a service option, then yes, one of the preferred choices for a lot of organizations is also being, deploying the Horizon Cloud on Microsoft Azure, where it's like a complete cloud solution delivered on top of the delivered from cloud as a cloud solution, and you just access the desktop as a service and gain the benefits out of it, right? So with these different multiple options at hand, right, you also would be interested in your specific journey, right? So while VMware gives you the flexibility of having different different options to host or plan your VDI journey, right? But based on what kind of journey you are today, you have a solution, or you have an option with VMware end user computing Horizon platform to pick and choose based on the path or based on the milestone that you are today, right? So you might be a typical on-prem customer. You want to continue on-prem. There is no plan of cloud. You can go with the entire Horizon stack deployed on-prem, right? You might be a customer who would want to say that, hey, you know what, I want because of the data privacy or because of the data importance, maybe I want to have the VDI workloads on-prem, but I want to do the management part something on cloud because I want to have the flexibility of that, right? So that also gives you we also have an option wherein you can reduce those costs. Like only for the management part, you go with the cloud component of Horizon, and then you deploy your actual VDI workloads within on-premise, right? The third option is something similar to the second option, but you would want to have maybe kind of as I think one of the use cases that Girish also mentioned earlier, right? You want to have some deployment of your VDI on-prem and some workloads of VDI on cloud, right? So it's completely a pure hybrid strategy from a VDI standpoint. That option is also available. Or the fourth option, as I mentioned, the pure cloud with the DaaS offering with VMware Horizon on VMware Cloud, VMware Horizon on Microsoft Azure Cloud, right? So wherein everything is done, deployed and accessed and adopted from as a cloud platform, right? But those are the different options that you have, right? The key VDI use cases can again, based on the path you are at or the other stage you are at, can also be based on either, let's say, you have already VDI deployment within on-prem, and maybe you want to have additional workloads, but the plan is not to go continue on-prem because of n number of reasons, and you just want to get that additional workloads to be deployed on-prem or on cloud, right? So that could be one of the VDI, the cloud VDI solution that you can look after, or it could be an HADR concept, like you have you need VDI to be enabled just in case of a disaster recovery, right? I still run all my Horizon workloads on-prem, but I just want some, in case of disaster recovery, something happens to my data center, I want my employees to be able to work remotely from anywhere, right? Data center extension, application co-location, right? This is one of the important aspects that you need to choose, because we always the prime goal or objective for you when you pick up and choose a VDI journey is completely what kind of applications that you need to give access to your employees, right? And the application location is something that also is a key designing factor. So we always recommend the application should be always closest or the nearest to wherever your VDI solution is. But yeah, that's something that you always need to keep in mind, that this could be your entire design or your deployment journey with VDI could also be based on the application, where your application is residing today, right? So I give a different options, right? I talked about based on your journey, based on the path you are at, or based on the milestone that you are at, right? That's the different use cases. But how do we deliver it, right? VMware Horizon Control Plane, which is a cloud service, allows you to take an entire control of your PDI workloads, right? As I said, be it on-prem, be it on cloud, be it any cloud, right? Those cloud options that I mentioned earlier, right? It helps you to do the entire image management, application management, real-time monitoring, right? And the entire lifecycle management of the Horizon is done through the cloud control plane, the Horizon cloud control plane, right? And all you need to do is basically just go with the Horizon cloud or universal license. So I'll talk about that in some time. But yeah, just think that Horizon control plane is your one-stop shop to manage your entire VDI workloads, right? And this is something that is, if you're looking for a pure cloud scenario, a pure cloud journey. But let's say there are, as I said, there could be various different options that you want to take a migration path, or you want to do 50% here, 50% there, right? For your on-premise customers, for your on-prem applications or on-premise Horizon deployment, you can still have the Horizon cloud control plane from a management perspective, and you can also deploy something called the Horizon Cloud Connector within your on-prem, which will then connect back the data to the cloud control plane, right? So what does it help you, right? It basically helps you in overall simplifying the overall management complexity that you would need to deploy even the management component within your on-premise, right? So this is something that is management team can go on cloud. I can manage all the control from the cloud, and my on-premises VDIs workloads still can be on-prem, right? So this could be the another use cases wherein we deploy a cloud connector, the Horizon Cloud Connector, which allows you to control your VDI workloads from cloud, even if your deployment is on-prem, right? So I gave like a couple of options, but yes, the platform, the technology that we had, the entire platform that Horizon is built upon, is also continued to be supported for any of those use cases or any of those cloud options that you saw, right? So the best of instant clones, the best of DEM, the best of app volumes, right? The different various options which allows the administrator to have a simplified day-to operations or day-to management, right? So any application update, any changes in the profile, any policies, right? Everything is available within the same Horizon control plane service, which you would be getting access to, right? But yeah, that's all about what VMware has or what options we have, right? But what's in it for you, right? Why would you want to go with VMware Cloud Service for a VDI offering, right? All it gives you is a best of best performance. And as I said earlier, right? The operational, the operational, the way you need to, the efficiency in the operational efficiency, the security, the accessibility, right? Everything is still in your control. You get faster delivery of the application, faster delivery of the profiles, right? And ensuring that your downtime, right, the zero, like near to zero downtime, and everything can be configured over the cloud in less than the half the number of steps that you would need to deploy when you are planning to deploy that on-prem, right? So it also allows the end-to-end security of the entire stack. So again, this is something that is a logical diagram I wanted to highlight here. That is, your employees, no matter what, from where they are connected to which VDI they are connected to, end-to-end the platform, the stack that we have built in is completely secure. It supports different various options, including support for your BYOD devices. You have the granular control, and the security is, as I said, is built upon at various different levels as well, right? So this may be an overwhelming technical architecture, but yeah, it's very important for me to highlight this because this is the architecture that can be available for you today when you start your journey on-prem or even your hybrid cloud model as well, right? So you can see there are different there is a user. You have on the right hand side you have the entire control plane, and then you have an access control with all our optional component like workspace access, UAG, all those all these, and whatever you see right now on the screen is all built within VMware, right? It's nothing. There's no, so far, no third-party component that you need to integrate other than your existing application that Active Directory. But yeah, everything is available by VMware within VMware, and the whole the integration of with NSX, the network virtualization, the Carbon Black, right? The two-factor authentication in the form of VMware Verify, right? The detailed granular monitoring, analytics, right? The load balancing component with AVI. If you're already aware about our network load balancer with AVI, right? Entire stack is truly built and powered based on the VMware Cloud Foundation, right? So the entire platform, entire technology is built upon the core key principles of our of VMware stack, right? And to add to all of this, right? So we can also extend our Workspace on UVM platform, which supports the giving a better digital workspace experience for your applications, two-factor authentication, single sign-on, right? So it gives a complete overall end-to-end stack to your employee, like when I talk about the the employee experience, and also it gives the complete control to even your IT teams as well, right? So as I said, based on what vertical, based on what sector that you belong to, right? When we design a VDI project, we definitely mark users, or so your users might be falling under each of these profiles. For example, knowledge worker, task worker, power user, and accordingly we help you size, or we help you design the whole VDI platform, right? And again, all these use cases can be achieved with any of the options that I mentioned earlier as a the platform. Right? So, couple of case studies, couple of positive feedbacks coming from a lot of our global as well as local Indian customers, that they say that the impact that the business, the impact that has created by adopting a Workspace One end user computing solution, or a solution from VMware, is like it definitely directly impacts having a higher revenue and achieving the business results for the organizations who have adopted this technology. Right? So there are different customers from different verticals. I'll not go through each of them, but yeah, if you're into any of these respective verticals, you can relate that use case within your organizations as well, right? So that's about what options we have, how the platform, or how the solution is, what are other customers talking about the whole solution. But that thing might start in your head, right? Okay, how do I start? Right? How do I start, and how can I start this whole the journey of VDI with VMware, right? So we have also introduced a very we have made it very simple, even from a commercial standpoint, or the way you purchase or adopt this technology with an option called as VMware Horizon Universal Licenses, right? So it's an universal subscription based license, wherein no matter where you want to deploy your VDI workload, you go with the single Horizon Universal subscription licenses, and you can deploy your workloads anywhere, right? And regardless of what your use cases, regardless of whatever your user profiles are, you can start the journey to the cloud-based Horizon platform is by starting off with the Horizon Universal subscription. And it's a very easy to deploy, to manage and configure. And Quadra is one of our top leading partners in India who's able to stitch solutions to customers and help deliver the business outcomes today, right? So in net, I just wanted to give these 5 key pointers, like what is in VMware Horizon platform, right? Why are we better as compared to the other industry players, right? So the hybrid support that I mentioned about, VMware as a core technology company, right? Customers love us for our hybridity, right? And that's same getting extended to our Horizon platform as well. I can't stress more about the simplified management because it's not the project that you just deploy. The day-to operations matter. The way you manage your endpoint, the way you manage your VDI matters a lot, right? So simplified management, end-to-end security, right? So security right from your the end user device, right, all the way to your application which is delivered in any of the cloud or any or even within your data center. The entire VMware infrastructure is built upon on a zero trust architecture security framework. Right? And then, as I mentioned about the earlier about the whole platform, that whole Horizon platform, the Horizon solution is built upon is that's with our VMware digital foundation, the SDDC stack, and other component that I mentioned about. And fifth point that usually is usually customers or organizations miss is the end user experience, right? We take employees end user experience, be it in any project, right? Be it a VDI project, be it let's say you want to go with a workspace on VM platform which helps you manage your physical endpoints. Be it any project, employee experience is of paramount importance for us, because if you do not provide the better experience to your employees are not productive. The kind of technology, the kind of amount that you spend in in giving them for any tools or any applications goes down the drain unless you have a better employee experience, right? And that's what the entire VMware Horizon stack is built on, right? So again, there are different various resources where you can get started. So you can go ahead and register if you're existing VMware customer and you know about this platform or on about the hands-on lab. You can go go register there. You can get a first level experience. You can also sign up for free trial. You can reach out to your Quadra counterparts or your VMware representatives, and we can help you also set up a call understanding your use case, and then we can help you out. Or we also a lot of documentation and resources on a platform called TechZone, which also helps you which also has a lot of operational guides, right? So maybe you are taking a baby step into VDI kind of a platform. Where do I start, right? Before actually going and doing hands-on or actually doing a POC in my environment, I need to understand what it's all about, right? So you can go to a platform called TechZone, where you have a lot of resources also available, right? So yeah, with that, I think I just ran over about 3 minutes from my defined time. But yeah, I hope that was a session that you would definitely take away, wherein I discuss about the different challenges, the technologies related to the end user computing. And with that, I would like to pass on to Ankush and see if there are any questions in the chat window or if we can take it up together over here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kalvikar, for your in-depth presentation and explaining various workplace management solutions. Now we would like to take a few questions from the attendees. I will share questions with you, and I would appreciate the speakers, our esteemed speakers, to answer. So the first question that we have got is for Mr. Girish. Do VMware and Quadra offer any service or solution on predictive analysis for enterprises?
Okay, so VMware has the platform that is necessary for the predictive analysis, and Quadra can top it up with their existing services, as you would have heard from Bright Sir. Maybe he can add to me as well. They have the analytics platform that can sit on the VMware Cloud platform and together can be offered as a service. Bright Sir, if you have any answers that can be added to me, please.
Okay. The solution that people are looking for on the cloud includes this predictive analysis. And predictive analysis is something that is possible, and it's very much affordable today, reachable for the customers when they come to the cloud. And we have provided them these predictive analysis solutions on the Microsoft Cloud and the AWS Cloud. Now we are launching into the Google Cloud also. So because VMware has the cloud capabilities to provide the various kind of BI and the AI kind of solutions, we will be able to tap the power of the VMware Cloud as well as the other cloud service providers and provide you predictive analysis services. We have provided a couple of them to some of our customers. In fact, one of the largest predictive analysis service providers in Bangalore for Fortune 500 companies is our customer who has moved to the cloud. So they are using the cloud to provide those kind of services for their customers, the Fortune 500 customers. So we have experience. So if you have a very specific need like that, we will be able to certainly provide you assistance and support and even devise a plan for you to tap the power of this cloud for these kind of solutions. We will be able to do it. Please connect with Senthil Kumar, the number that I showed you. It's senthilkumar.km@quadrasystems.net. It's 98409-01883. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Next question.
Yeah. So we would quickly move to the next question from the audience, and this is to Mr. Bright. Does Quadra provide its own platform or only professional services?
Okay. We are partners with many principals. Like I showed you during my presentation, we are partners with VMware. We are partners with Microsoft and AWS and Google, all cloud service providers. And we partner with them in order to bring solutions to our customers. And so we don't have a cloud of our own, but we can help you build applications on the cloud. In fact, we have already built a few IP applications, all right, which will meet the needs of businesses today. Like, for example, how do you say probably send in recognitions, social recognitions for your staff? How do you reward them? Is something that modern businesses, enterprises are looking for. We have built a wonderful solution to meet that particular business need. There are many such solutions that we have built by on the cloud, and so we will be able to share those solutions also with you. If at all you are interested, we can set up a meeting and we can showcase to you those kind of solutions that we have built with the help of our backend technical team. Please connect with us. We'll be able to do it.
Thank you so much. So the next question is on security. This is for Mr. Nitin. There have been some challenges when it comes to security in the hybrid work environment. How VMware looks at a hybrid work environment and how enterprise-grade security could be maintained in a hybrid work environment. So, yeah.
Okay, I think that's a very common question these days that we are getting from a lot of our customers, right? Like with more and more hybrid work culture, and I think I did cover up on that as well. Like the kind of security attacks that we're seeing is predominantly coming from the endpoints, right? So I did quickly touch up on the point where VMware end user computing solution also is currently integrated with our security solution, that is the VMware Carbon Black solution, which ensures that be it for your physical endpoints, be it your media workloads, Carbon Black is integrated within our platform, right? So when I say hybrid, it could be when the hybridity again further extends to whether it's a physical endpoint or whether it's a VDI kind of a workload, right? So the Carbon Black endpoint solution or the Carbon Black NGAV and EDR component is slightly clubbed with all of our end user computing platform, and that's a joint offering that we've already launched in the form of something called as workspace security. So we have workspace security for endpoints. We have workspace security for VDI workloads as well. Yeah. So that's a good question. Thanks. Because the moment it is end user computing, the first thing comes to mind is how do I ensure my security component, right? And that's something that we've already built, and we don't need to partner with third-party tool for that. It's completely built within VMware, and we have a joint solution solution today for all our customers. And if security is a concern, feel free to reach out to any of Quadra or VMware counterparts, and we'll be glad to take the required project in keeping security as the primary concern and build a solution around it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kalvekar. The next question that we have is a very open-ended question, and probably any of our esteemed panelists can share their thoughts. This is how to mitigate future risks to business operations and automate the business processes to reduce costs.
Okay. When we speak about future risk to business operations, whenever we speak about risk, right, it can come maybe because of two reasons. One, it can be either due to third-party attacks kind of stuff, or it can be a risk that is associated because of the availability and recoverability of the data. Third is our own lagging in terms of technology. There are three options that ideally comes in front when it comes to risk. So VMware can address second and third. If you stay with VMware, the one is always there because we have been an innovative company forever. We started with vSphere, and now we have changed our entire global picture by introducing SDDC, and then now we are in cloud as well. So obviously we can help customers to be in line with the technological changes. But when we speak about solutions that can address the recoverability, availability, and the security aspect in terms of attacks and ransomware kind of solutions, we do have solutions in our hut which can ensure that can be integrated and can be utilized to come out of those kind of risk as well. Apart from that, when it comes to automation, we do have solutions that can automate your workloads or maybe your application deployments, life cycle of your applications, etc., etc. Let them stay at anywhere in the cloud, but we do have certain automation process that can actually help customers automate the entire infrastructure. That should be my answer from my side.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Raja. So the next question is, we have a lot of questions though. So the next question I would quickly take is, anyone can again share their thoughts. Today, beyond desktop virtualization, organizations seek for desktop application virtualization. What solution do we have for this?
Okay, so I'll take that up. I think so while I covered mostly around the desktop virtualization, application virtualization is also the key component and an integral component of the Horizon solution, right? So yes, based on your applications, based on your user profile. So if you remember the different user personas that we created, based on the different user personas, we can also create a solution whether to go with a desktop virtualization or maybe an application virtualization project, right? So yes, it is an integrated solution, Horizon platform or Horizon solution, which helps build an integrated solution, or based on the use case, based on the user profile, we can build and design a solution based on the different user personas as well.
Absolutely. So another question that we have is, migration is a huge challenge for many organizations. What are the benefits of VMware and Quadra on-prem cloud?
Shall I take that question?
Yeah, that will be really nice, sir. Please go ahead.
That's a very wonderful question that a number of customers have in their mind. They already have a data center set up on premises, but then they are also looking at how to tap the power of the cloud. But migration from on-premises to cloud, or migration from an unreliable cloud to a reliable cloud that today we have from many of the cloud service providers is always a kind of a question mark in the hearts of people. Now, if you can choose the best support service providers and the best cloud service providers, then the more than half of your pain is being shouldered by them. And that is why we are here. VMware, for example, I spoke on another event yesterday where we were talking about how VMware workloads or workloads that have been running on VMware, the virtual machines built with VMware, and if you have either built a private cloud or not, in any case, there's something called as the Google platform VMware engine. So Google Cloud VMware, GCVE. That's an example of how you will be able to tap the power of VMware with very little or no changes at all. Just lift and shift your virtual machines from where they are into this reliable cloud. So VMware as a service is being offered by Google. Likewise, there are also services that are offered by Microsoft and AWS in helping you to migrate. But then you must always keep in mind that an experienced support service provider and a trusted technology partner like Quadra, we have done migrations like this in hundreds. So if you can come to us, we will be able to provide you a very, very hassle-free, wonderfully smooth, fluid movement of your technology from wherever they are, whether it's going to be on premises or in an unreliable cloud, bringing that to a reliable cloud like this.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. Any insight from the VM team on this?
On the migration aspect, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So just to add to the story, what Bright sir said, lifting and shifting is one of the easiest way if it is done through VMware Cloud. As he rightly mentioned, Google Cloud, let it be Azure or let it be AWS, we have our presence there. And customers who want to migrate to cloud, what they have to do is just forget everything, just right click and say migrate. That is how simple we have made migration for you. And Quadra being one of a long-term partner with VMware who understands the entire core of VMware technologies should be right partner to engage with in terms of cloud consumption, adoption, and migration as well. And adding to that, if at all there is a journey beyond rehosting and you are looking for a replatforming or a refactoring kind of migration capabilities, please do reach out to us. We do have solutions covering all the 5 R's that is ideally looked out as a cloud migration strategy. That's it for myself.
Thank you so much. Allow me to take one more question. This is, VMware capability on digital manufacturing or shop floor, as there are various systems not talking to each other and a lot of data is getting generated. So how to get meaningful output in a collective way? So Mr. Raja, if you could, or Mr. Kelvik.
When we speak about VMware, we are a platform provider, right? We provide the digital platform foundation for the digital transformation solutions. So let it be any applications. We don't worry about what application it is. Let it be the application that is completely legacy. Let it be an application that is completely modern generation, or maybe the big data kind of applications. We can host it on our platform. Now, when these applications throw many data, there is a need for some kind of a monitoring or some kind of deep insights that is needed for this data, which will not be just normal metrics, but it can be KPIs and the business metrics that would be interested for customers. What VMware can provide is we do have a SaaS platform or a SaaS offering called as VMware Wavefront, which can actually connect to all these particular sources of data, no matter whether it is the legacy application or the new application or even the IoT kind of application. We can actually get data from all these particular sources and convert them into a meaningful format and display it to you in a KPI or a business metrics sort of format. which should help you to analyze it better and maintain the constructs of your business. That is something that VMware can provide as an add-on to the platform that we are doing today.
Thank you so much, Mr. Raja, and thank you so much, everyone, for taking your valuable time for this event. And we have now completely exhausted our time limit. On behalf of Tech Observer Magazine, VMware and Quadra System, we thank to all our speakers and attendees for taking out their time for today's program. Shortly, you will receive a survey form. Please do fill and share your feedback. We look forward to hosting you again. Thank you so much for your time.